Well, uh, very good day. This session is about uh, two different case studies, and those two different case studies are based on the human rights. Uh, we are going to take a two case. The first case is the anti-piracy ship which came inside the India. Okay, that is the first case study. And second case study is about the scientist who was an ex-ISRO scientist who claimed the human rights for a particular issue. So these two are the case studies we are going to discuss in this session. Let us go into the first case study. Okay. Here the question is the question what we're going to discuss in the case study is like we are not going to point mistake on anyone else, or we are not going to point the about the other country or the nation or about the government. It is not to criticize anyone else in the personality. So we are just going to take the case only for our learning and how they claim their human rights. So this is only thing we going to take away from this session. So dear learners, I'm reminding you once again, we are not going to take decide which is correct or not. We are just going to take how they claim their human rights in front of the judicial court. So that is the ultimate objective and essence of our case study. Okay. So let us see the first case study case. Yes. Case 1, it is about the US anti-piracy ship which came in for the came as a crew inside the India and got punished. So this is the first case. We all well know through our media or through our news channels about the this case, right? This case is actually the first information was published in the television about foreigners who came inside the India and got arrested. Okay, for entering into the India illegally. Okay, this case was happened at Tamil Nadu, as all know, Thoothukudi. Okay, this is the place where the coastal guards and the police were arrested those illegal foreigners. So let us go detailedly into the this particular issue. An US ship, okay, normally when we transfer any goods through a ship, I mean shipping of any goods has to be properly protected or saved by the security personals. Normally US have lot of security providers, I mean the manpower of security. If a ship carrying a goods passes through in the ocean, sometimes pirates will come and take all those material and go back to their places for their use. So in order to protect the particular goods, every company will request a personal security to the goods ship in the additional ship that we all well know. It's like a security escorts. We all know escorts, right? So like escorts, they will be providing the safety and security. Sometimes they may hold the armed things also, because they will have gun, bombs and everything. Because in the ocean, like if pirates and come and attack them, then they have to re-attack them to safeguard the goods carries in the ship. So based on the channels, news, medias and everything, I'm comprehending this particular issue. Okay, so like that, an US ship, okay, one of the marine ship which carrying goods and passing through the oceans. So that time, this US army gave, I mean US security personals were armoring the particular goods and traveling through behind the ship for safeguarding the goods. Okay, so that time, okay, that time there is an issue. These are all things which happen in the newspapers and medias. Okay, and there is an another ship, small ship. Okay, it was stopped in the border of Thoothukudi. Okay, they are telling like they do not have a diesel for a ship, so they have to get a ship diesel for the ship. So they're just calling the local personnel who lives in the Thoothukudi and talking to them, and that based on the discussion, one small ship boat, we can call it as a boat. Okay, that small boat was arranged for them, and that particular arming forces are traveling to Thuthukudi, inside the Thuthukudi, for taking the fuel to the ship illegally. Okay, so this is the first case. They're just entering into the Indian borders, entering into the borders for illegally for taking the fuel. This is a statement given by them based on the police investigation and medias and things and newspaper reportings. We have understood like they entering into the country to get the fuel illegally. Okay, so when they entered into the Indian, I mean Thuthukudi place, they holds an I mean they holds an weapons. Okay, in India, holding the weapon is a crime. So the unknowingly they got hold with our police forces, and our police forces arrested them. Okay, while checking them, okay, police understood like police found that they have weapons with them. So first they arrested the foreigners. So out of 14 foreigners, okay, I mean out of 14 people, 2 to 3 Indian people security arms are there, and rest of them from Britain, US, and few other countries. Okay, they like a crew. They joined and work like a crew. Okay, we all well know like what actually things happen through our media. So the picture in the PPT shows when police arrest them. So that is actually the ship. This is not the ship actually entered into the country. So this is the ship which carried the goods, and small boat entered into the country, Indian country, to take the fuel illegally. Okay, so the police arrested them and started investigating the problems, right? So when they start investigating, they all gather those details from them, and they just arrested them and made them into a jail, penalized into a jail, and the decision was not taken. Then suddenly the information is given to the headquarters of the ship. Then the lawyer came for producing the documents and everything. And after producing those documents, they understood that okay, these are the people who came behind the ship for providing the security. So ultimately, the law is common to everyone. Everyone in front of law is same. It is not varies with rich, poor, or something like that. So based on the law, okay, based on the law, everyone in front of equal in front of law, and also everyone is responsible for law. Those foreigners were arrested by the police government. I mean police professionals. Okay, and news started spreading automatically to every channels, media, newspapers, social medias, and everything. So initially, police do not know whether the news is true or not. The information furnished by the foreigner is true or not. They do not know, because they have to investigate everything as a fair trial, and they have to tell the findings whether they really came for a security purpose, or to attack a country, or to attack anything, or to theft anything. We do not know. So police also do not know. So police wanted to investigate everything. So they just made to stand in front of magistrate and made them jailed. Then the police have requested, the police professional is a Q branch, okay, intelligence branch. So they want to take them to a custody and investigate. Okay, then the magistrate gave the approval for investigating them. Then they're taken into the custody. Then these are the case. These are the histories actually happened at Tamil Nadu for investigating the case. Right? Clear to you? Yeah. Basically, this particular things which I'm mentioning, the police were taken into the custody. I mean, those foreigners were taken into the custody of police, and police started investigating those things. Okay. Actually, based on the and after custody, like their prosecutors came, the foreigners prosecutors, and they arranged proceedings into the court for taking them into the bail. Actually, the magistrate not issued the bail to them, since they wanted to be investigated, right? But whomever, we have to, as a people or country, people living in the country has to get a peaceful life. That is responsible for the government. So government has to investigate and tell them. So magistrate was not allow them for getting a bail. They just again made into custody, and after custody again they jail, 5 year jail for them. The decision was given by them, even whatever the discussion happened there, okay, through ethics. And we are very new to the law. So this case, actually from this case we are going to take only the human rights claim. Okay, human rights claim. They're foreigners, right? 14 members of foreigners. They have spoke through their lawyer and had discussion with the lawyer, and by considering the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, by considering the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, they again filed a petition to the court. So these are the human right violations was happened to us for inside the India. So these are the human rights are universally applicable. So that is why it is named as Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Actually 30 articles will be in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So they are claiming that few of the human right violations are happened to them in the sense 14 foreigners. So those 14 foreigners were telling the claim. So that is the core thing we going to discuss today. Okay. So those human right violation are to be considered, and that is the things which is given by the foreigners. There are certain constitutional laws framed by the government are restricting the human rights, but still those foreigners are saying human right violations are there. So let us see the claims for human right violations in uh, the scene. Okay. The first claim, violation of claim made by them is equality before the law. They told that they are not claimed equal in front of law. They took a partial, they're just claiming, they're telling, and I'm just explaining you. They're claiming that we are not treated properly and equally. We are not a terrorist, or we are not the illegal. We are an official security armed forces for the protection of the ship to carry out the goods. So this is the first case, first human right violation claim mentioned by them. We are not treated equally in front of law. We made them jail. We do not have proper things. So that is the first claim. And the second claim of violation of human right claimed by them is protection of life and personal liberty. எங்கள் லைஃப்க்கு ப்ரொடெக்ஷன் இல்லை. We are not allowed liberty. Liberty in the sense, country to country, the things are changes. They wanted to have a freedom. They're telling that they wanted to have a freedom. They want to move around where and there. But normally our jails will be inside the one room and only allowed inside some certain places inside the jail. And the rest of them will be restricted to move away from them. But they're telling that there is another violation of claim. We have not provided with proper liberty and proper protection of life. We do not get proper food. We do not get proper shelter. Because you all well know about the jail food, right? So they're telling that we are not getting proper food, shelter, living space, and freedom to move around. So this is the second violation of claim mentioned by the foreigner. And third one is we have tortured. So human right violation are there, because any person who lives in the country should not be tortured and cruel. We have to treat them in a proper way. Only through investigation they have to find out the true fact. But we were not actually properly treated. We have tortured and cruel by the government or the police. So we all know how the investigations will be there. And the fourth one is arbitrary arrest. Arbitrary arrest in the sense, how we say in Tamil, we used to say உள்நோக்கு குற்றமாக அது கருதப்பட்டது. ஒரு ப்ராப்பர் ரீசனே இல்லாமல், தட் இஸ் த திங். ஸோ வித்தவுட் அ ப்ராப்பர் ரீசன் we have arrested. Without a proper proof or proper evidence, we have arrested. They just planned and arrested us. So these are the four claims made by them. Okay, since we don't want to say it is correct or wrong, right, or we are not going to discuss on those terms. So they have claimed that human rights violations are there while investigating this particular case. Okay, so as we mentioned is right, and they are mentioning in the magistrate they made a human right violation out of these four rights. So we wanted to have a proper claim for this particular human right violation. So they have requested the international freedom as a claim, as the penalized claim. Okay, they requested to have an international freedom. அப்படின்னா என்னன்னா, like they wanted to have, they shall move around wherever they want, but they will be inside the jail. Whenever they want, they shall just move on liberty and free space and good food, good dress, and anything and everything they wanted to have. So this is particular case. So we all well know human rights is not limited only to the land or anywhere. It is even applicable to the sea. So this is the article generally mentioned by them as human rights at sea. So I hope this will be clearly understood to everyone else, right? The first case is to everyone, and I hope how human rights can be claimed, because we are not properly educated on human rights. If we have thorough knowledge on human rights, then we can claim what is exactly the human rights, how it has to be applicable, how to protect ourselves, safeguard ourselves, and have a peaceful life. So this is case number 1. So now we will move into the case number 2. Okay. Case number 2 is about ex-ISRO scientist Nambi Narayanan. Okay, I'm not pointing Nambi Narayanan is bad or good. Okay, how ex-ISRO scientist Nambi Narayanan got justice with the help of Human Rights and Human Rights Commission. Okay, there is a due to certain particular issue and data transfer of from the ISRO, Nambi Narayanan was arrested by the Kerala government, and the Kerala government started investigated, and they made to stand in front of justice, and they have jailed Nambi Narayanan, and they taken the Nambi Narayanan into custody. They started investigating many things from him, and after few days when the courts and cases are done, Nambi Narayanan filed a petition against the Kerala government against the human right violation in his case. This human right violation, he mentioned the human right violation as illegal detention and torture. They just made an illegal torture. They just made a torture on me, and they while they are investigating me under the custody. So he filed a petition to the magistrate, to the court, to get a judicial part, because getting justice is a human right. Everyone is equal in front of law. So Nambi Narayanan, through a local public, prosecutor, and he filed a petition against the Kerala government. Like, he was tortured, illegally tortured by the Kerala government and police professionals. So you know what happened? Finally, based on the petitions, the investigation started by the judicial court, and he requested a claim, and it's proved that he was tortured. So you know how much claim he got from the as a claim for the human right violation? Yes, exactly. This human right remedy he requested is 10 lakh rupees. The court ordered the Kerala government to issue rupees 10 lakh to ex-scientist Nambi Narayanan for human right violation, and the Kerala government paid the particular amount to ex-scientist Nambi Narayanan. Yes. So there are different learning. So the human rights, there are 30 articles in human rights applicable to universal, that is called as Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And the second learning is, whenever human right violations are there, you can request a remedy from the person who violated the human rights as a remedy to the person. We want to learn this. We have to know how to live our life in a safety and secured way. We have to know and educate others about the human rights and human rights violation. Thank you learners. Thank you for being your patience. See you in our next case study. Thank you.